Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about how the narcissist keeps you stuck in their web. How do they do it? How is it that these people keep folks like us and everyone else stuck, trapped, caught in this web that they have created? I mean, this is an age-old question. I'm sure you've asked yourself this. And I'm sure other people who knew the situation might have wondered or even asked you the same thing. Why did you stay? Why did you stay so long? Why didn't you just leave? Why didn't you just leave? And you probably ask yourself that. What is it about this person, even if you weren't in a relationship with them, much less if you were, I mean, much more if you were, why did I stick around? Why couldn't I just detach? Why couldn't I just get away from this person? What made me stay stuck in their web? So I'm going to give you several reasons why. And I'm going to set on the shelf, for the sake of this video, the trauma bond, which is the narcissistic spell, which is the most potent thing they do. It's literally a spell they cast on you by their behavior. And that is the thing that keeps people trapped the most. I'm just going to say easily. But I think the things I'm going to talk about are really the things that put you in the trauma bond. They're the things the narcissist does to put you in that spell, to keep you in that web. So basically, here's what they do. Slowly and surely, incrementally, because this does not happen overnight. That's the first thing all of us and people who wonder and ask you need to understand. I didn't get stuck in this web overnight. It didn't happen in a flash. That's what makes it so hard. This person did not reveal to me overnight, quickly, or up front at all what I was dealing with. So I got stuck and really entrenched in that web before I started to understand anything about what I was dealing with. But basically, in short, the narcissist they give you just enough, just enough of so many things to keep you in confusion. And them keeping you in confusion is what keeps you stuck in their web. You don't see clearly. It's like a fog has come over you. When you deal with these people, you are simply not seeing things clearly the way you would. And the narcissist whole thing, they rely upon keeping people stuck in confusion. Because if you're confused, you can stay stuck in their web. You can be manipulated. You will not escape. You will not ask the pivotal questions. You will not step back and observe. You won't do those things. So the narcissist keeps you stuck in this web by giving you just enough to keep you in confusion. And one of the things that they do is they give you just enough truth. My last video, I mentioned how the narcissist weaponizes the truth against us. That's what they do. So they will take things that are true at times and they will use them against you. But here's the thing. The narcissist doesn't lie about everything. So they will sometimes give you an honest account, a truthful account of what has occurred. They'll tell you what is going on. They'll confide a bit in you. They'll be upfront with you a bit. And they'll do it just enough to make you think they're being honest with you, that they're an honest person. So that when you do catch them in the lies and the deceit, you're stuck thinking, yeah, but they were so honest about certain other things. They told me certain things about themselves that there's no way they would make up. It even made them look bad. I'll give you an example. The narcissist I was with got real vulnerable early on as a testing mechanism, basically, and told me some things about her past that were frankly ugly. Not even necessarily things she supposedly did, but were done to her that are not things you'd want to admit. Let's just put it that way. So you assume that was the truth, and it maybe it was, probably was, and they give you that just enough to keep you stuck, so that when you catch them in a lie, you think, yeah, but they told me the truth about this. Yeah, but they told me the truth about that. So you never know if you're getting truth or lie, and that is by design. Another way they do this is that they give you just enough attention, just enough to keep you on the hook, to keep you in their web. Because we know they smother you with attention at first, usually, but then they pull back, they go silent, they go cold, they start a problem, they go into deval mode. But it doesn't stay like that. It's not like that all the time, is it? It's a little bit of deval at first, and then a lot of building up, and then a little more deval, and then some attention and building up. And as things go on, that deval slowly but surely outweighs the positive attention they're giving you. And you grow to pine for their attention. You need their validation. They want you, they hijack your nervous system and they get you dependent upon them so that you require their validation and attention for your sustenance. And so they give you then just enough to keep you hanging. Because if they never gave you attention and they never ever validated you, you would just leave. You would say, this is just horrible 100% of the time. Why am I here? They don't do that. They keep you stuck and trapped by giving you a little dose of attention here, a little hit, a little hit. You're starting to get away. Get back here. Get back here. Here's some attention. Here's some validation. And you go, okay, I'm good again. I'm good. I'm good. They're giving me good attention. And then when you get comfortable, there comes the deval again. And then when you get ready to move away, come on. What are you? And they give you just enough to keep you hanging on. Everything the narcissist does is giving you just enough to keep you hanging on. And that creates this wishy washy, back and forth, high low, in out sort of behavior that is building that trauma bond the whole time. Another way they do this is they give you just enough of a glimpse into a future that will never be. We talk about future faking. That is one of the narcissist's biggest weapons, is presenting to you a future with them that you want to see, that they're going to pretend to give to you, and that's going to have your eyes fixed on what could be and what will mysteriously be. We're going to have this happy life together. We're going to hold hands and watch sunsets, and we're going to have children and a family, or we're going to merge the two together and have this blended but really good family. And we're going to move to the mountains one day. And we're going to renovate the house, and we're going to get a wraparound porch, and we're going to do all of these things. And they give you these doses of the dream. And that is why often when you are trying to escape, another way they go, get back here. Don't you remember we were going to move to the mountains? I still want to move to my forever home. I still want to live in the Smokies. We were going to have a wraparound porch. Remember, we can still have all those things. And it sounds so good because it's just what we want to hear. It's just the very thing we want to hear. Or they'll tell you, I'm in therapy now. I'm going to enter therapy. I'm going to work so hard on myself. I promise you, I'm going to treat you like the person you deserve. I'm going to treat you like you deserve to be treated. This time is going to be different. And that keeps you hanging on. And then so when they come and they blow you sky high again, and they let you down and they drop you from that cloud of a dream, then they can come back again later and say, get back here. We were going to have the mountains. And they do this and they breadcrumb you. Those are little breadcrumbs. Those are breadcrumbs they string you along with to keep you on the trail. And they do it just enough, no more than they need to, no more, no less. Never going to give you more than you need, never going to overindulge you, just enough to keep you in the web. And it works. When you don't know what you're dealing with, it works. Another way they do this is, of course, the love bomb. Because they show you the best person you've ever seen. They show you everything you want to see. They are kind and they are loving and they're consistent and they're stable and they want what you want and they just want a loving romantic relationship. They just want things to work. And they give you that for about anywhere on average, I'm going to say between about six weeks and 3 months, month and a half to 3 months. And everything looks so good. It looks just right. It's exactly what you want. It may not be perfect because they even show signs during the love bomb that's, yeah, we might have missed some things, but we didn't know what we were dealing with. But overall, they're going to give you that love bomb just long enough to really ensnare you, just long enough to really trap you, so that you become sucked in to who this person is. You become absorbed in the dream they sell you, in the future they sell you, in that level of attention that they give you. You get used to it. Okay, so we're just gonna like see each other, several times a week or even almost every day, and we're gonna talk a little in the evening, and we're gonna text each other consistently throughout the day, and it's just gonna be this steady, reciprocal relationship. This is great. And they get you stuck on that pattern. They sell you that version of themselves long enough to ingrain in your mind that that's who you're dealing with. Because what do we do the whole rest of the time we deal with them? After we start to see the bad behavior, after the cracks start to show, when the devaluation is in full force, what are we thinking? Huh, I remember when that person was so kind and loving and caring and they treated me so well and we had all those good days and all those good times and we shared a future dream and a vision and that's where the cognitive dissonance really picks up. They showed you someone they're not for a long enough time, long enough. And guys, this is important. This is why the love bomb doesn't last the same amount of time necessarily for everyone. They have a limit. I'm telling you, they don't get past about 3 months. Almost never. But maybe they only needed to love bomb you for a few weeks because they knew they had you. They knew they'd sucked you in hard enough. Maybe another person, it might have taken 4 or 5 weeks. Maybe somebody else, it took 3 months. And whenever it is in that line that they know they have you, they know you're invested, you are all in, you're all in on them, that's when they cut it off. Because they're only going to give you just enough. Just enough. What they do is hard work. It is against their nature to be kind and loving and caring and empathetic and reciprocal. It's against who they are. So they're only going to do that long enough and give you just enough to get you hooked and to keep you hooked. The last way that they'll do this is just all encompassing from beginning to end. After that love bomb, and they show you and they sell you on a version of a person you want to see, they obviously go into that up and down, high low deval mode where they're in, they're out, high, low, push, pull. All this again is building the trauma bond, which is really the central thing that keeps you stuck. But what do they do after the love bomb, after the deval begins? They give you just enough good behavior at select times, at select moments to make you think this can work. Okay, maybe they really are the person I first met. Okay, or maybe we can get back to the person we just met. There's hope. We just had a whole weekend together. That was fantastic. We went to dinner, we took walks, we took a drive, we watched movies together. We had a fantastic weekend. Maybe it can be this way more often. Maybe we can get to the point where it's like this more and more and more rather than less. And that good behavior at select times, and they do this largely when they feel like you're pulling away or when they know they've done something behind your back and they're feeling the shame and they give you that good behavior. Or when things have gotten too rocky and you start to distance yourself, here it is again. Ah, get back here. I can be nice. Look. That's how they do it. Their behavior is good just when it needs to be good. Only when it needs to be good or only when it's doing something for them. But the fact that they do give you good behavior at these key select times for certain periods of time, it throws you through for a loop. It keeps you stuck in confusion because you still can't tell, are they wicked? Are they good to me? Are they just kind of troubled? Is this relationship going to work? Will I see that same person I saw in the beginning? Can they get back to that? Can we just improve? Maybe this can get better. And guys, these are the things that people who've never been through it just don't understand. They don't understand the nature of how they keep you in limbo and what that push pull pattern, that high low, the inconsistent behavior that comes back and pops up at select times, the way they sprinkle in the truth when they need to, the way they give you attention when they need to, just the right amount, the way they sell you the future dreams, that future you're supposed to have together, the way they sprinkle that one back in there on you. Look at this. It's like a little garnish. The way that the love bomb lasted just the right amount of time to get you hooked, and so they could represent that person back to you when they needed to. Remember how I was? No, 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 I'm not wicked and evil. Remember how I was? I know it's been bad for like 2 months, but remember how I was? And how their behavior was right on point in just the right ways at just the right times to keep you hoping in the person's return, hoping in a future that would never come, keeping you stuck in that web of chaos and destruction. This is how the narcissist keeps people stuck in their web. It is a very methodical, drawn out process. It's slow, it's a Python squeeze that happens very gradually. And how is it they're able to do this? I'll just conclude with this. Well, they're able to do this because they've practiced it a lot. They've honed these skills for a very long time with many, 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 many people, depending on how old they are. And most importantly, they're not doing these things. They're not sitting back every single instance, plotting, scheming, saying, if I do this, now I'll do this, then I'll do this. If they do that, then I'll do this. If they do this, then I'll do this. No, 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 no. Most of the time, what's happening is they're acting on the impulse that the devil gives them. They have demonic entities attached to their lives. They're demonically attached people, if not possessed at times. And these demons are orchestrating their actions. They're telling them when to hoover, when to come back, when to do this, when to do that, when they're pulling away. That's why the narcissist feels your energy. They feel you pulling away from them, and that's when they come back. And that's when the good behavior and the sprinkling of truth and all that happens. They have dark forces from the realm, the world we cannot see, working on their behalf, whether they know it or they don't. So, how does the narcissist keep you stuck in their web? I think I just told you. And man alive, is it ever devious. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Drop comments below. I shall come at you with another one soon. Until then, God bless.